Tonight at the ECT, we brought all of these women together who are, women of color, women who are talking about isms and human rights and oppression and all of these different things. I mean, it brings people out because they're curious, what is this Palestinian woman doing with this Jewish woman, and why are they collaborating on this track, and why is there a space for this dialogue, and how are they making this happen through hip hop? And so with that curiosity, people come in to this space where they're educated and they learn about these different things, and they take what they've learned out and basically, spread it around and tell other people about it, and it gets other people excited, and so there's this huge domino effect.
Y'all wanna see the change? We gotta be the change. Y'all wanna see the change? 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 We gotta be the change.
Oh my God, we have an amazing show going on tonight. We have, oh my God, Invincible from Detroit/Israel. We have Sabrina the Witch from Palestine. We have DJ Bgirl, which is originally from Korea, and she's a Seattleite. Also, you have myself, which originally from Seattle, moved to Portland. Now I live in New York, so I am a gypsy child. The women through this thing, we have a woman that's a sound person for the whole thing, so we have women holding down the whole project, so it's so awesome. I'm so excited to be a part of it.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God is gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God is gonna trouble the water. Prophets used to pray. Now we pray for prophets. We spoke of peace. He pulled out his peace and made everyone get down on their knees. People would rather have lies in their hearts than empty pockets. It's a crime how mankind uses prophecy for profit. Now change ain't nothing new, but if you knew, you change. Unless you want the world to treat your little ones the same. You're all up and coming, but a lesson that hurts when it's learned later on is a good friend is better than pocket money. So if your love ain't shining, you're only slowly dying, and some can't even stand to look their own selves in the eyes, and that's the greed that certain people live by. That's the greed that certain people live by. As the children wade, as the children wade, as the children wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God is gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God is gonna trouble the water.
I think it's important for women to come together in solidarity and support each other because of the fact that we are so creative. I think that we pay attention to detail, and I think that because usually in our nature it's to help rear and covet and kind of protect each other. So I think that we have an understanding for how to cultivate those positive energies and to help ourselves get to that next level collectively.
People trying, people dying, who feed the mouths of the babies crying. When I get no sleep, my sister OD. I grew up fast in a world that's cold to me. My brother's homeless, my mother's homeless. I never had a daddy, so I guess he don't matter much. When
My name is Zinati. I'm also known as Sabrina The Witch, and this is my second visit to Seattle. Only this time is all-women show, which I'm very proud to be part of. This event is very special to me because we are 3 different women from 3 different backgrounds talking about the freedom of people and women as one. صغارك نسائك ورجالك عايشين فيكي عشانك رح يموتوا ويقيموا ويجيبوا حفاد تتعلم عن قضيتك ما تخاف على شجر الزيتون الخلعة من جذورك كل واحدة حبيبتي means my love, and I wrote it for Palestine, but then I realized I have love for not just for Palestine the land and everything that it's been through, but for everybody that along and throughout the years have been fighting for the same reason. It's very important to me that because solidarity is the main factor about revolution. Without solidarity, we're all gonna collapse. Palestine, you're in our hearts, always and forever. They demolished our house, but we won't stop. We will build another. Sotis Samt, Voice of Silence, is a project that I worked with Weh from Nazareth in Palestine. And the idea came from, first of all, to me personally, it came because the Voice of Silence to me was not a metaphor. It was actually the way I lived my life, because I was not allowed to do hip-hop music publicly. And so my voice was literally canceled, and I tried to compare my experience as a woman who is not allowed to do a specific thing with honor killing in general and as a phenomenon in the world. We're brought up and raised that silence keeps you safe. If you don't speak of something, that you might be surviving in this world. If you don't go into political stuff, you're going to be okay in school, and you might go to, you're going to be accepted here and accepted there, and you're not going to put in jail. And it made us feel like we are raised on the motto that silence is actually a way to make it. My mission as an artist is to come and speak about freedom in general, to come and speak about freedom, about any person who is in need and any person who is going through so much injustice and don't have the confidence to come to talk about it, or don't feel safe to come talk about it. I don't care where they're from and what exactly is happening. أنا صابرينا ساحرة وهاد وجهي الحقيقي لا بدي بيتك ولا بدي إنك تجي تنقذني وتتجوزني يلا بدي أسمع وأعمل هيب هوب شرقي فصل إباحي خليك تبطل تضحك وتضحك لما تسمع اسمي بقدر أسوي اللي بتسوي وزيادة بضعف شبان زلمة ولا قبل أي عدل الاختلاف بيننا هالقد صغير نلاقي هانة لكل جنسك لي طفاني من آراء النفسانة أنا كتبت أنا لحنت أنا مغنيت راح تجيب يا شباب تكمل عامل زي ثالثة بالمخلص البيت. Witch's Intifada is like my alter ego. I'm a contemporary witch. I'm just a witch who lives in 2009. You know what I don't know. I don't have superpower, but I could sing, I could rap, and I could spit all at the same time. The reason that I am here today in America, coming to perform today about women's rights, is just because, my ancestors has to fight for stuff that are so taken for granted in my life today. And I'm just completing the mission. I'm just, they started something that I have to finish, and all my hopes is that I will leave something good enough to inspire other women in the future to start up new revolutions and take it a step forward.
Enemies scheming on land seizures, pretend to be well-meaning but stampede us. I know you're not supposed to bite the hand that feeds you, but it's poison is spreading justice like fungus candy. The predatory plan in eminent domain, mow down Motown for a parking lot next to the game. Empty sentiment of development for pennies to gain. Forget memory lane, this is history. It's like erasing proof, only remembering Eminem's name. Many stories, only one written, and pen will remain. With jobs, we at least in a drought. Met a construction worker, hates demolishing buildings, but gotta feed the seeds and the sprouts. Told me the city pushes people into leaving their house. They cut the lights and gas, it freezes them out. Who decided the divide between suburb and ghetto corner? Henry Ford swinging his chain, Nazi medal of honor.
People Not Places is the name of one of the songs on my album Shapeshifters, and it's been years in the process of writing it. It was inspired by a conversation I had with my ima, or my mom, and my mom is actually Israeli, and she hadn't been back in years, and I asked her if she missed back home. And she said, "Oh, Ilana, I miss people, I don't miss places." And at first I thought that was a really beautiful and profound statement, like of course you should miss people more than a place. But then I started thinking about the place that we were discussing, and it was a land that had displaced hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. Israel had, displaced hundreds of thousands of indigenous people to that land in order to create this nation state of Israel. So I started thinking of what a privilege it was to not miss this place and to not prioritize that connection between people and places.
I miss people, but I don't miss places.
Prepare for takeoff, touchdown, Bgirl, strict search, make sure nobody enter with bombs. Blue, white flag for this birthright, Toramon. Never mention 3 villages that the airport is on. Recent history buried, but it speaks to the sand. All Jews, law of return, I don't seem to understand. A land without a people for people without a land. But I see a man standing with a key and a deed in his hand. Museum of the Holocaust, walking outside, in the distance all go stolen a Molotov. Houses burned with kerosene, mass graves couldn't bear the scene. It wasn't a pogrom, it was the ruins of their Yasin. Shopping at the Kenya and Malha, built it on the back of the town Al Malha. Wishing we could call its name, appalled by the change. And now a mall full of chains is all that remains. My evil misses people, not places. Actually see the towns with names of Arabic, the Hebrew places. The policies is evil and racist, deceitful and heinous. You'll never be a people state with legal displacement.
سكر أسامي بلادنا قبل ما تيجي انت تبدلها. إذا كانوا قولي كيف ما اشتاق لوطن عايش فينا.
Music's not a mirror to reflect reality, it's a hammer with which we shape it is actually a direct quote which I flip slightly. It's a Brecht quote. And he said, art is not a mirror to reflect reality. I just focus on music because that's what I do. And for me, a lot of people use music and art just to talk about what they see around them. But I feel that it's not only a tool for that, it's also a tool to envision what we want to see instead.
Say we the shapeshifters. Let's go. Everybody only got 2 beats. Say it loud, everybody. If you don't want to see the change, we gotta be the change. Y'all want to see the change? Y'all want to see the change? Y'all want to see the change? See, y'all saying y'all we the shapeshifters. Circle back saying y'all we the shapeshifters. Everybody in the crowd singing with me. If you're gonna let the hip hop loud, we the shapeshifters.
This song particularly was inspired by one of my favorite science fiction authors, Octavia Butler, who's from Seattle, and who is a very imaginative writer and thinker, and has really made me open up the way I see the world. So this song is really taking that direction of what if we looked at our everyday surroundings in that dream-like state or in that science fiction type perspective. Would that allow us to reimagine the possibilities for change?
Everybody in the crowd, we shake. If you love hip hop and you know we're gonna stop, everybody let it rock.
The ultimate meaning for me of what shapeshifters means is being able to have the power and the vision and ultimately having the creativity to shift our reality. So, you know, there's all these different paradigms that we exist in, and a lot of people tend to just play by the rules. But it's important to be able to think outside the box, and not just think outside the box, but act outside the box, and then model the kind of world that we want to live in. And through that, you know, we're shape-shifting everything that's around us, and we're able to really, you know, create the world that we want to live in. So the first line on the album is a state of emergency. It's a state of emergence, see? And the concept behind that line and that song is actually related to not just the state of emergency that we live in and the different, you know, crises that are happening in our cities and our lives and our world. It's also about the emergence of the different solutions and innovative approaches people are taking to solving those crises.
Y'all want to see the change? We gotta get the change. Y'all want to see the change? 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 We gotta be the change.
And so to me, it's rather than looking at, you know, where's our next great, you know, Malcolm or Martin or Rosa, and looking for those like charismatic leaders, it's more so looking at how leadership is constantly emerging from everybody and from everywhere. And, you know, we're the ones that we've been waiting for. And so to me, it's kind of like a thing of looking at that state of emergency of all the problems, and then looking at those solutions that are constantly emerging from our communities simultaneously. So not feeling hopeless in the face of those problems, but looking at those crises as an opportunity for a whole new type of way to live our lives and, you know, conduct our communities.